Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of Silver Stacker here, in today's numismatic news and information for the 21st of December 2020. Going to pop over to the South Carolina legislature. There's a general bill here by a gentleman named Jones from Lawrence County, and it is H3377. And this is a bill to amend the Code of Laws of South Carolina in 1976 by adding Article 17 to Chapter 1, Title 1, so as to provide that gold and silver coins minted foreign or domestically shall be legal tender in the state, and to provide that no person may compel another person to tender or accept gold or silver coins unless agreed upon by all parties. So there it is. This has not been introduced yet. It's not been sent to committee, hasn't been passed, has not been ratified nor signed by the governor and turned into an act. These are the steps. However, it has been pre-filed and referred to the Committee on the Judiciary. And this could be huge. So if South Carolina says we're going to accept gold and silver coins, foreign or domestic, that would make them, that's huge. That would make them basically, a few things would happen, okay? Number one, they would need to store the gold and silver coins, like a depository of some kind, like a Fort Knox. Then, could you imagine each state having its own Fort Knox of gold and silver coins? That's wild. So after that, you're going to have to realize that I think at some point there was laws put into place that you could actually pay taxes on your gold and silver and capital gains. So instead of treating it like a commodity, they want to treat it like money, because really that's what it is. It's God's money. He put it here, and that's that. There's man's money, which is the paper money or the digital money. And as far as the digital money is concerned, I mean, let's face it. If the government did not invent that money, the government probably will not foster that digital currency. I just don't see it happening. The digital currencies that are there will probably be underground digital currencies once the digital currency phenomenon takes place and everybody implements that digital currency. But until then, I think people think that these independent digital currencies are something awesome, but really it's about gold and silver, folks. It really is. And I've seen a commercial lately on TV where they're telling you to ditch your gold, and everybody's ditching their gold, and all these people that don't have gold are like moving super fast through the market, and there's a guy in a helicopter and he's got his pile of gold, and it's weighing his helicopter down, and there's another person counting their gold coins, and they're looking frantic as they're sitting there on the ground as all their coins are dropped onto the ground or whatever. So they really are doing their best right now to make you look at precious metals in an unfavorable light and get you in on that digital currency thing. And if that's what your thing is, I mean, that's cool. That's great. More power to you. But for me, I think there's two things here, gold and silver, that are the real money. That's real money right there. That's real deal money. And South Carolina may turn it into real money again. So this is Shift Gold. And it says here, South Carolina bills would cut taxes on gold and silver and support sound money. Sounds great, doesn't it? It says here, this is from December 16th by Shift Gold. 3 bills pre-filed in South Carolina House would cut taxes on precious metals and take important steps toward treating gold and silver as money instead of commodities. Passage of these bills would also set the stage to undermine the Federal Reserve's monopoly on money. See, and right there, I think that's why this bill may not get too far. And if it does get somewhat further into the process of the legislative process, right, introduced committee, I think there's going to be a lot of pushback from the allies of these people. So it says here, South Carolina is the first state to propose this kind of legislation for the 2020 session, but more states will likely follow suit. I think Tennessee was looking into it. Texas is looking into it. This is part of a broader movement at the state level to support sound money. The Federal Reserve is the engine that drives the most powerful government in the history of the world. Ron Paul popularized the slogan, "End the Fed," but Congress is nowhere near abolishing the central bank. It can't even come up with the will to audit the Fed. Okay, we don't care about that. Here we go. Right here. So Representative Stuart Jones, a Republican from Lawrence County or Lawrence City, I'm not sure, filed all three of these bills. These three bills, these are amazing. He's put some thought into this. This is brilliant. But really, I wonder why all three bills weren't in one. But that's okay. House Bill 3377 would make gold and silver coins legal tender in the state. Under the proposed law, gold and silver coins minted foreign or domestic shall be legal tender in the state of South Carolina. Under the laws of the state, no person or entity may compel another person or other entity to tender or accept gold or silver coins unless agreed upon by the parties. Okay. Practically speaking, this would allow South Carolina residents to use gold or silver coins to pay taxes and other debts owed to the state. In effect, it would put gold and silver on the same footing as Federal Reserve notes. See, that's why, it just basically takes them out of the ball game, right? Puts them on the same footing, use this instead of that. Why would they do that? So the phrase, unless agreed upon by the parties, has important legal ramifications. This wording reaffirms the court's ability and constitutional responsibility, according to Article 1, Section 10, to require specific performance when enforcing such contracts. If voluntary parties agree to be paid or to pay in gold and silver coins, South Carolina courts could not substitute any other thing, e.g. Federal Reserve notes, as payment. So there you go. It says here South Carolina could become the fourth state to recognize gold and silver as legal tender. Utah led the way, reestablishing constitutional money in 2011, and Wyoming and Oklahoma have since joined. And I didn't even know that myself. So fourth state, and they're knocking down barriers here. It says taxes on gold and silver erect barriers to using gold and silver as money by raising transaction costs. House Bill 3378 would effectively exempt gold and silver and platinum bullion from state capital gains taxes. Passage of this legislation would eliminate a barrier to investing in gold and silver. It would also make it more practical to gold and silver in everyday transactions. A foundational step for people to undermine the Federal Reserve's monopoly on money. So they've said that 3 times in this article: undermine, undermine, undermine. So there you go. It says here, in effect, states collect tax on purchases of precious metals, act as gold and silver aren't money at all. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Boom. Stewart also pre-filed House Bill 3379. This joint resolution would create a study committee to determine the feasibility and efficacy of the establishment of a bullion repository in the state to store the gold, silver, and other precious metals for the state's reserves and for investments. The committee would also be required to issue a report on its findings to the General Assembly by January 15, 2022. Now, obviously, that's a bit of ways away, but that's, I think, a step in the right direction. So if the state of South Carolina, beautiful state that it is, smiling faces, beautiful places, and if they are able to do this and become the 4th state, and then Texas and Tennessee and whatnot, that would be 6 states out of the 50. And, I didn't know Wyoming and Utah had done that, as well as the other state. That's just really interesting. Imagine paying your property taxes in gold and silver and not having to pay any kind of fees on that. That's great. That's huge. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. If you live in a state that already does use gold and silver to pay government fees and such, let me know. Is that working out okay for you? If not, let us know the same. And I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do hit that like button, it will recommend this channel out to other folks that need to hear the message. And if you're new here and you like what you hear and see, subscribe to the channel. It's always free. Son of a Silver Stacker. Over and out.